back to the Brinx
Oh,
Truck and Hearse podcast. My name is Mikey Frieri. Your name is?
my name is Ryan McNeil.
And
Here's
thank
Ryan
you.
McNeil.
Oh,
Little salute.
and to you. Thank you all for joining us once more. And to play off one of our more positively received episodes of ranking the Christopher Nolans, we're looking at another director's discography here, and one that seems to have broken away into a genre of his own. And we're talking
Yes.
Mr. Wes Anderson. We'll be ranking all full-length films. I'm not including the short films because I haven't seen them, and one, I feel like you can't
Neither
really
have
rank
I.
them against it.
No, you can't.
But I'm interested to check them
But
out. They all came out.
yeah, there were like 3 or 4 of them or something, right?
Yeah, I think it was like 4. Roald Dahl.
Oh, they're all
Interpretations.
Roald Dahl stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. But yeah,
I'm
we
pretty sure they
focusing
all
on
are.
the 11 feature films of Big Papa Wes.
Feature films,
And
full length. Huh?
Yes. What was the first Wes film you saw?
Oh, the first Wes film I saw was, I do believe it was Fantastic Mr. Fox.
You saw it in the theater as a kid?
No, I think I saw it
Really?
sophomore year at Cabrini.
I thought that. Oh, I thought this was one you had saw like you grew up with.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I also didn't see it. Like, I knew people who had like seen it growing up because it came out when we were like 10 years old or whatever.
Yeah. But before this, I only saw Fantastic Mr. Fox, Bottle Rocket, Isle of Dogs, and
You'd seen
Grand
Grand
Budapest.
Budapest, right?
Yes, and then I had to watch all these for this one episode.
Oh, okay, so you watched were like halfway there roughly. You watched the other half.
Yeah, I mean, I
Those
also
filmography.
watched half of French Dispatch when it first came to Max.
Oh, I
Uh,
see.
I think my score will show why I only watched the first half of it.
Yeah, probably same for me.
But I did get around to finishing it. Anyways,
Yeah, but
we
that is
all
very
know the
true
drill
what you said
here.
about.
What's that?
Yeah, it's very true what you said about how West is like a genre of its own
Oh,
because
yeah.
I feel like most people like for something so specific, he doesn't have any haters. Like pretty much everybody appreciates what he's doing.
Yeah,
Like for somebody so unique, like that's rare.
I appreciate it, but I will say I don't enjoy it as much as I thought I did.
Just maybe
Especially,
watching them all in a row.
I think that's the point. Watching them all in the row, it gets so
Yeah,
old, you know?
it gets a little overbearing just
Yeah.
because I do think there's a problem to style over substance sometimes.
Yeah. There are a lot on here that I find to be more style over substance.
Mm.
And my rankings show it.
But sometimes just good enough substance with great style. Sometimes that's all it needs to work.
Yeah. All right.
So shall we?
We all know the drill. 11 movies to go through.
Mm.
Ryan, would you like to start us off here?
I would like to start with a film that I think we can just dive right into talking about because I believe it's also your number 11, The French
French
Dispatch.
Dispatch. All right.
Yes.
Now,
I was very disappointed.
yeah,
And I still gave this movie I think I still gave it like a 3.5 or a 3. It's still good. I still think it's a good movie.
I gave it a
But
3, I think.
3, okay. Yeah, we both think it's solid. Just for Wes, it's a little disappointing.
For me, what really is the big glare is it has just about as bland of a story as you can get. Where I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
because
even
it's the
really know what's
most
happening.
very true.
Yeah.
It's the most disconnected, I think, of any of his movies. Because a lot of times he has like a lot of storylines.
Yeah.
This one has a lot that are very disconnected, and none of them really grab you. And then when
No.
they do intersect, it's not that interesting because none of them really, really grab you. It's still a lot of great style. He gets any actor he wants, so there's good performances everywhere. But like, I don't remember much about this movie. And for a Wes Anderson movie, like that's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, there wasn't and I watched this fairly recently, at least like within 3 months or so.
Mhm.
and yeah, I can't recall a single short story or bits and piece, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I remember very little.
Maybe I
And I
could have
think,
rewatched it for this, but
hey,
I
you didn't have
didn't
to.
want to. I didn't feel inclined.
That's a sign that it belongs where it is, I feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um,
and also, it was the one that kept getting delayed because of COVID. So it was even more disappointing when I watched it. I'm like, it's just not great.
yeah, and it was one of those where you hear the lineup and you're like, this can do something right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, just fell
But yeah.
flat in every way. But I
Yeah,
will
just
say,
very bland.
I'll say this one thing about it, and that is, I think it has the most charming use of the Wes Anderson aesthetic out of all of them, but it doesn't do much for me.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
just a little
Throw it a
saving grace
bone.
for it. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. All right. Shall we move on to 10?
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
I have I still don't really know how to say it. The Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah, I don't know
I
how to
have
say it
another
either, but okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see this
10.
possibly.
It's not
Easy
your number
higher.
10?
Not my
DTR.
number
Okay.
10. No.
Um, and like this one, everything here is a 3.5 or higher, and that's just I've only seen this one once, and I really really enjoyed it. The thing I enjoyed the most was the dynamic between Owen Wilson, Adrian Brody, and Jason Schwartzman.
Mm,
They all like felt related. I mean, they don't look like brothers, but they have a very like fraternal relationship. The way they talk to each other is very brotherly. Um, it's a very cool story in a very different setting for Wes. Very cool setting. He still adopts his style.
mm,
It's another one where sometimes it just seems a little muddled. The story can kind of meander at certain points. Again, like all good stuff though. It was one where like everything's really solid, everything's really good. There's some great stuff in it, but most stuff is just good. Nothing's
hmm
like awful, like bringing it down a peg. A lot of it's really solid. It's a solid West movie. It's worth a watch. Also,
Yeah, mine. It's not terribly high on the list, but it like you said, it's a little muddled. It kind of falls on the wayside of his filmography, and
mm,
uh, but yeah, I'll speak a little more on it later on. But I
yes,
think after the French Dispatch, we can all say these are good. I mean, we also think the French Dispatch is a good movie, but after this, I think
yeah.
we can
If we
agree.
were like, yeah, like if we were to tier them, French Dispatch would be in its own tier at the bottom. Everything else would have friends along
Yeah,
the way up.
yeah, yeah. There's a good gap between 11 and 10.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So now you're the ace.
My number 10 might be a little surprising, uh, considering I was coming in with high hopes, and that's Asteroid City.
Okay, I don't have it much higher, but number 10, I'm a little surprised by that. Okay.
I first thoughts after watching, uh, I really didn't care for it at all. I knew it was going to be above French
Wow.
Dispatch, but I gave it a 3.5. I was debating on a three. I didn't click with me. I don't like movies at all are that's a movie about a movie or a play or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
That just always annoys me, but that's besides the point. Um, I don't know the setting. Although yes, there's a lot of Wes Anderson aesthetic, especially like when the carnival scene comes around, and the alien scene when the alien comes down. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's easily the
Yeah.
best part of the movie. But there was a lot that just bored me and didn't fill any hole. I found every character to be a snooze, and especially I found um, Uma Thurman's daughter. Uh, I found it to be
Oh, the school teacher.
the most pointless addition to the movie, and like it just made no sense to me. Like, that's just a nitpick, I guess, because she really wasn't in it that much. But that whole
I
like
do.
section,
I will echo the the flaw, I guess, that it's a big ensemble cast, but almost too big to the point that some people are in it for a little bit, they don't get developed, and then they're just kind of gone.
Yeah.
And instead of like, oh, just a cool little moment, it's like, oh no, that's kind of a big star, so they're kind of coming back.
Mm,
So sometimes the casts are a little too big for their own good. I can understand how Asteroid City can be a little bit like that.
yeah.
But
I
again,
really
I don't have it
liked.
much higher, so
Okay.
I'll be
Okay.
back to it soon.
I really liked. I'll just finish right here. I really like Tom Hanks. I really like Steve Carell, but I do think Bryan Cranston was a little underdeveloped. I feel like they could have used him in a much better way than just the narrator of the play. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Anyways,
understand.
yeah. But
All
it's
right.
definitely worth a revisit because I know a lot of people see a lot in it. And Wes is kind of a you got to break down a Wes a lot. You know,
Yeah.
a lot to digest. But
Yes. My number 9 is a movie, probably the most of any of his movies where if you watch it, you're not sure if it's a Wes movie, and that's because it's his first one, and that's Bottle Rocket. And I really, really, really like this movie. I just like his other stuff more.
yeah.
I like how low budget it is. It
Hmm.
feels like a movie a guy made with his friends because he got
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
money around to do it.
It feels like a film student movie.
Yes, exactly. But it is cool because it has that vibe to it, and then James Caan just shows up randomly throughout the film,
Yeah.
and he's so good in it. But yeah, it's the most simplistic. It's the most kind of it's like simple, like kind of Midwest feeling of it all of any of his films. But it still has that. It still has his style to the extent he can afford it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a good time. It's his humor. It's the Wilsons. You know what you're getting going into it,
Hmm.
and it's his first one, so you see the seeds that were planted that
Exactly.
grew
Yeah.
the mighty oak.
I have it higher, so I'll speak more later. But you definitely see where his aesthetic starts to become. You know, you see him finding his way to where he is now. You know,
Mm.
um,
Yes.
because there's just little quick, brief moments that are like, oh, that's him.
Yeah.
You know,
Your number 9.
my number 9 is another one that's really liked among his movies, and I just don't get it. And that's Moonrise Kingdom.
Ah,
Sorry, Rhode Island local. I'm sorry.
man. Okay. All right.
Anyways, I don't know. Um, it just the first half is very charming, and then after
Hmm.
it kind of like loses its charm a bit. It like kind of loses its way where, and especially when like the storm hits and they're like out on the lighthouse. I'm like, where is this going? I'm like, I don't know. It's been a little bit since I've seen it. If you remember, I saw it junior year, in Oak.
Yes.
Uh,
Oaktown.
I understand. Uh, why people might like it. It just never clicked with me. Um, Also, I'm a little disappointed. Well, I do really like Bruce Willison, but I don't know. He just odd choice for a West movie. I feel like he doesn't really
Yes, you
fit
don't
as much.
expect. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
I did actually hear a funny story when they were filming it that a lot of the actors like they became like a theater company and they all lived in like cabins like near the set, and they would all they would do their own makeup and help make their own costumes, and then they would
Mm-hmm.
shuttle to and from the set. And then they noticed like Bruce wasn't there, and somebody asked like, "Oh, where's Bruce?" And they were like, "Bruce is a movie star. He rented out the mansion across the water. He's gonna stay there. He's not sleeping in a cabin with the rest of us."
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'd play Bruce.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. I mean,
But no, in his one West outing, he's excellent.
yeah, yeah. And other than that, um, the Kitty Love, there's some awkward scenes where I'd rather not watch. Um, I don't know.
Okay, I get it.
Sometimes it just rubs me the wrong way. Um,
Okay,
yeah, I don't understand the hype around this, but
okay. Some movies
yeah,
are like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know
Now,
how controversial my
mine.
list is based on the
I think everything,
popular.
like you still like say like you like everything,
Yeah,
and I
yeah, yeah.
think And I don't think Wes has like a definitive, really like, oh, this is way better than this. Really,
Okay, okay.
I think you can go pretty much any way with his stuff, and people are cool with it.
I know my
He's got
top
a
two are very renowned, but
okay, well, he's got a fairly lax fan base. I feel they're not gonna start any fires.
okay, okay. I just know there's one on here that everyone claims is the greatest, but I don't have it so high. Anyways, little hint for you.
Little hint.
Continue.
It's called foreshadow.
Yes, for sure.
My number 8, I have Asteroid City.
Okay.
I have the opposite thought. I love it when there's a movie about a movie or a movie about a play. I think I love it when like the people in it are like when they stop and go like, wait, what's my motivation? Why did he burn his hand on the griddle? I think that stuff's very interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, I guess, but I don't know. It just takes out
And
all the immersion of the actual movie for me.
okay,
I don't know.
I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was funny. I thought that you'll see where Moonrise Kingdom is on my list, but the like relationship between the boy and the girl was a little bit like that. Um, I didn't like it as much, but again, a bigger ensemble cast. Tom Hanks is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like it a lot when my favorite line in the movie was probably when Jason Schwartzman, very in a very Wes Anderson way, just very direct and emotionless, tells his children that their mother died,
Yeah.
and one of the kids goes, "Are we orphans now?"
Oh, is that when
And
this is the one where the two daughters are trying to like summon their mother from the dead or something like that?
oh, they do that too. Yeah,
Yeah, like talking to
that
the
is also
gods.
a great part.
Okay, yeah, actually there are some really good moments in this one.
And like you said, when the alien comes down, when you just see that foot come down, I remember I was with two of my friends, and I just went like, "Please show the whole alien! Please show the whole alien!" And it comes
Yeah,
down.
I was praying they show the whole alien.
And we knew Jeff Goldblum was in the movie, but he hadn't shown up yet. And we like joked like, "Oh, that's Jeff Goldblum's character." And then later we find out that that actually was his character when they go backstage. I really enjoy it. I think it's a fun time. It's it's just very nice, very simple. In the desert, you get some of the best West visuals, I think, too. With
Mm.
that, the atom bomb test. I think it's. I really really enjoy this one.
Takes me back to Los
It
Alamos.
just oh, to be back in Los Alamos. I will say Scarlett Johansson's character and her whole storyline is like it's good. Like there's nothing wrong about it. It feels a little out of place because it's quite serious and there's not like a lot of I don't know. It's just a strange insertion into the movie,
Yeah,
but it's done well. It's just
yeah.
kind of out of nowhere. And yeah, as always, the cast just kills it. Nice little cameo from Margot Robbie. I mean, I really like Asteroid City.
I'll say my favorite, like probably one of my favorite scenes that actually had me dying laughing is when Tom
Mm.
Hanks, he's like, I think he's talking to Jay Foreman, and he just like gets so frustrated, he just goes like this, and he's
Yeah,
like trying like motion to strangle him. Oh my god, I was just dying. That was so good. But
that
yeah,
and me, he and my friend Justin listened to a few songs on the soundtrack a lot. The Freight Train soundtrack. I mean, the Freight Train song, which I think plays like opening and closing credits,
yeah.
and the one the Yodel kid sings, "Dear Alien Who Art in Heaven," so good.
I don't remember this one.
It's the one where he like sings like with the country band, and then it like turns into like, and they play it for the school children in Maya Hawke's like class, and then they all
Oh,
like start dancing to like the upbeat country. Yeah, it's that one.
mm.
So
Oh,
yeah, it all came together for me. I want to rewatch it because I only saw it the one time in theaters.
yeah. I would love to rewatch. Um, there's actually only one on here that I've seen more than once.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Now we are entering the now your number 8, correct?
his sophomore film, Rushmore.
As my number 7,
Oh,
and it snaps.
hell yeah.
And for me, this is entering great territory.
Okay, I thought this one was just good.
Okay.
I don't think we entered great territory till 6 for me.
Okay. Fine. Okay. But no, Rushmore we both enjoy quite a bit.
Yeah. Uh, again, another one where we see the seeds being planted. Um,
Mm.
I a, a Bill Murray banger too. I love him in this.
Oh yeah.
I just find I know he's supposed to be annoying, but I find the main character to be insufferable so at times.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think is part of like Jason Schwartzman's like acting style, and you also like part of like just the roles he gets. Sometimes it's more than it should be,
Mm,
to the point where like it's hard to root for the character almost.
yeah, yeah, but
Uh, but like you said, Bill Murray in this was maybe one of the most important films where it's like his transition into like doing more dramas,
yeah,
and he's on fire in this movie.
yeah, he's really,
And
really good.
yeah, I think one of my favorite visuals of the movie is him. He just has the scotch and the cigarette, and he goes up on the diving board, and he puts the scotch down, and he just dives into the water. Water still has like leaves in it and stuff. It tells you everything you need to know about the guy.
I like when there's a point where he's on the phone, he's talking to someone, and then I don't know if it's his kids or something, but like there's kids, like little kids playing basketball, and he's on the phone and he's just running up and he stuffs the
Oh
kid going
yeah,
up for the shot. Yeah, that was hilarious. And I think this is a just fantastic through and through coming of age story.
yeah, yeah. It is. Um, and my favorite Bill Murray line in this is probably when he's like getting out of the elevator. The elevator operator just asks him like, "Oh, how are you doing today, sir?" He just goes, "I feel a bit lonely these days," and then he just keeps walking.
What a tragic man. And the
Oh
ending
yeah,
where
and
the big play, I mean that was
yeah. Oh
amazing.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you see like after Bottle Rocket, oh, a little more money, a little more
Yeah.
stylized.
Yeah.
It's all coming together,
Yeah.
and you can see why people hopped on the bandwagon for this one.
Yeah. This was the last one I watched before this video.
Okay,
So
okay,
this
so
is
it's
the
fresh,
freshest.
freshest one.
Arr.
Alrighty, your number 7.
Yeah, now that I come to think of it, I probably could have put Rushmore over this. But anyways, I got the Darjeeling.
Okay,
The Darjeeling Limited.
okay. Mm.
Um I I echo everything good you've said about this. I love when movies take place on like an unexpected setting,
Mm.
like the train, um,
Yeah,
like Snowpiercer. I know two totally different movies, but both take place on a train. Uh,
I'm
but
waiting for that
yeah,
crossover.
I just find it really cool how movies work around and make it work. Um, and just the journey that the brothers go on. They're kind of just like a broken family at this point. They haven't really talked in
Mm.
a while. Their mom kind of just doesn't like them very much, and they're
Yeah.
looking to get it like her acceptance. They're going to talk to her. Um, and each brother tries to reel one in, being like, I forget who said what, but there's one trying to be more realist, like, oh, mom doesn't want to talk to us. When I think like it's almost like an older brother, little brother thing, where it's like, oh,
Mm.
you know, a little more naive, and the realist trying to just break it even for him. Uh, and yeah, overall, great story.
And yeah, and also the way they communicate, you can tell there's like a shorthand there. Like it's just all it takes is a look and very minimal in the way they speak to get across to each other because they know each other that well.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I think both of us don't have it particularly high, still in the bottom half. And because, like we said, like the bones of it, like everything you said, the story and the characters, like really solid stuff. But like I don't remember a lot about it. It
yeah,
doesn't
me
like
either.
it doesn't stick with you the same way as the other ones.
Yeah,
Uh, it's
it's
still very
definitely
solid.
blurry in his
Yeah.
line of work. But
Yes. So
I
now move on
I'm gonna
to
make a prediction that
ooh,
wait, what number?
prediction.
Oh, I'm
We're
gonna make a
moving on to
prediction
my
that we have the
6.
same number 6.
I do not think. I think what I have for 6 is much higher for you.
Oh, is it Isle of Dogs?
It is Isle of Dogs. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I love this movie. I think it's great. I don't love it like you love it, um, but it's fantastic because obviously the storyline with the dogs is great. Great cast. It's beautifully animated. I think you could argue it's tough actually between this and Fantastic Mr. Fox. Isle of Dogs might be like more pleasant to look at, actually. Fantastic Mr. Fox is definitely more vibrant, but Isle of Dogs, maybe more details, more creative designs.
Okay.
But I think with this, like, the storyline with the dogs, like, you already kind of knew was going to be good. Great cast, and, like, the story's good there. But the storyline with, like, the, like, revolutionary students in the school is, like, just as good, too.
Yeah.
And, like, both of those to, like, balance out so well. It's a great movie. And it's a movie that, like, could have easily flown under the radar, too, of, like, oh, he made a stop motion movie. Like, some people saw it, some people didn't. But, like, this is, like, it stuck with people. Like, it has a good size following.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one of them, but
yeah, I know that's going to be in probably your top 3. So we can move on to your number 6.
Mine is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Nice, very nice.
Oh, a little higher.
Just a touch, okay. Yeah, just a touch.
Okay, looks like then I predict we swapped Isle of Dogs and Life Aquatic. Anyways, I will make this one little comment here. I find this to be the funniest Wes Anderson.
Ooh, I can probably get on board with that.
Yeah, I was
this
laughing
one's quite funny.
more often than not in this one, where I don't know, it was much more than just his dry humor at times, and it's just another great banger from the man, Bill Murray.
Yeah, I know, and this is because a lot of times, because Rushmore was the first time they worked, and he's pretty much one of the main, if not the main character of the movie, with Jason Schwartzman. And this is the only other time he's like the lead, and he is amazing in this movie. And this might be his best performance, honestly, because he gets to do everything.
Yeah,
and he has like truly emotional scenes in it.
You know, it's another just part of the transition to his more dramatic work, and I think he kills it. You know, you have his kind of like depressed humor, I would say.
Yeah.
Where
you like really, the Atlanta Rushmore. I'm a bit lonely. It's very sad. It's terribly sad.
You feel the pain behind each joke.
Yeah.
Where this guy.
Someone should check in on Wes.
Oh yeah, there's really a lot to dissect.
Yeah.
You know, just want to know how his mind works to even make movies that are like this in the first place.
Just to see what he sees.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought everything was like.
That's a good pick.
Oh, thank you. I thought everything was. I mean, everything was gorgeous in the Wes aesthetic. The submarine when they go down, when he's like, "Let me tell you about my boat." I thought everything was just so cute.
It is very cute. This might be his cutest film. And Isle of Dogs is pretty cute, actually. No, it's not as cute as Isle of Dogs, though. Yeah, can't beat dogs. That's tough.
The whole storyline with Owen Wilson, his son. Was it, or was he not his son in the end? I forget.
I don't fucking remember.
I don't remember. I feel like maybe there was. Like
it was very emotional.
Wasn't actually his son.
It was very. It had weight to it. I remember that much. And yes, I'll have more to say about it shortly.
Yeah, like I said, my biggest takeaway is that this is easily his funniest, where the humor clicked with me the most out of all of this. Because I feel like a lot of the times where I'm like, I say to myself, like, I don't know if I would actually call him a comedic director, because it's very niche humor. But this one, I was just like, oh yeah, this is funny.
Yeah, I think he is one where, like, what kind of movies does he make? He makes Wes Anderson movies. Sometimes there's jokes. Are they comedies? I don't know if I'd call them comedies. I wouldn't call them dramas. It's Wes. That's what it is.
It's Wes.
It's Wes. But now we enter the top 5 now, do we not?
I'm going to make the prediction that we have the same top 5. Number 5.
For number 5, okay. I have one that I think when Wes started to get on my radar, because this movie was very, very popular when it came out.
Oh, never mind. I don't think so.
Okay. And people always talk about this movie and loved it. And that is, and some people might think it should be higher, and that is the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, that is my number 5.
It is. Oh.
Ah! Yeah, I agree.
Yes,
This is where I said where I'm
it's
pretty sure people say it's the best, but
yeah. I feel like this is the one. Like I said, like most people are like, oh, put Wes here, like rank the movies wherever. More often than not, people are like, oh, Grand Budapest, that's his best one, or oh, like that's top tier.
mm,
I watched it and I was like, great, that's a really, really great movie. There are 4 more Wes movies I like better than it, though.
same.
Yeah.
I just the story is really intricate. There's a lot of layers
Mm.
to it with the heist and just the overall story of the hotel. Uh, and yeah, I can. This is my first live action Wes actually. Um, Coming off
Okay,
of Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs, so it was interesting to see how he, because I got his aesthetic down from the claymation, where I'm like, how does he translate
yeah.
this to live action? Like, it was just
Oh
interesting
boy,
to see.
he does it
He does,
well.
yeah, he does a great job, really good job.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, there's his normal players of a banging cast, but then like Ray Fiennes, Tony Revolori, like people he had never worked with and hasn't worked with since. So it gives a little, I don't know, there's more of a novelty when you go back and rewatch it. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when a director does you like the same actor over and over and over again, it can get a little stale, certain performances and storylines. But this feels it always feels fresh. It's very bright, one of his visually best ones to look at. And I think maybe is this one of his more important ones? Because it was a pretty big hit, I remember. And like people of all ages, people who didn't care about West or like weren't big like movie people, like they heard about it and saw it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's great. It's really great.
Yeah.
That's like if you're entry level, like if you've never seen a West, watch this one. That'll like ease you into it, I feel.
Yeah. I think over like the summer, my mom asked me for a movie recommendation. I told her to watch The Grand Budapest. As a
What you
person
think?
who's never seen Wes, I felt like this is a good place to start.
Yeah, that is a good place to start. Did she see it?
Yeah, she liked it. She liked
Yeah. I feel it's one of his more palatable ones. Well, not compromising anything, but
it. Mm-hmm.
still palatable to the masses.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a film bro loved movie.
Yes. Now, my number 4, as I said, we were going to talk about it soon. I have The Life Aquatic of Steve Zissou.
Mm.
This, to me, is his best looking movie, which is saying something. The best
Mm.
looking Wes Anderson movie, because maybe it's arguably the best looking director, and this is his best looking movie in my opinion. I think, and like you said, everything just pops in it. The comedy works. Bill Murray's performance is great. It has actual like real emotion to it. It's not just a stale kind of style that can get a little boring and dry with Wes. And I'm trying to remember again, like Kate Blanchett's in it and like Angelica Houston's in it. Two
Mm.
people he rarely works with. They're both fantastic in it, and it's so inventive. It's very mystical, and it seems like a movie. It's also a movie you could I don't know if you could show a kid it, but like there are sequences of it where, especially like when they go down the submarine, you feel like a little kid, just
Yeah,
like on like a
yeah,
ride, like looking out the window, like oh, it's so pretty. It's fantastic. It's magic, really magic that one.
it is magic.
That's why it's number 4. Yeah.
Nice,
But
nice.
what is your number 4?
So we did
I don't know
swap
if I
our
know this.
4 and 6. One that I
Okay.
thought was going to be a lot higher, but I mean, obviously, I'm talking like 2 or 3 more spaces, but I'm talking Isle of Dogs. Um,
I am surprised this one is where it is for you.
yeah, um, I mean, it's at number 4, so I think it's great, great movie.
Yeah.
I just from hearing other people's complaints, I know like not. This is a more people don't feel as warm about this one as I do, but I hear their complaints, and I understand. But overall, I think this is about as charming as you can get. I mean, honestly,
Mm.
I think this could have like really been a big hit if it was a Pixar movie. Like I feel like this is up Pixar's alley.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if it was a different studio or anything like that, like that's what a lot of movies are. Just if it has like a different label behind it and gets more marketing,
Mm-hmm.
then like it would be 10 times bigger.
Yeah. I remember seeing the trailer for it in the theater, and I was like, when I was a kid, and I was like, that looks really good. I want to see it. And eventually, I did see it sophomore year of college, and I loved it. The only thing I will say why it's not as high is I don't. I think we could have done much more without the girl, the storyline with the girl where she was like with the news and she was like trying to get like the press. I forget. I don't know. Just kind of took took more time away than I wanted from the story on the island with the boy and the dog. And I mean, it's a great story with the boy and the dog. Man's best friend at its finest. A dog's loyalty to a human, and let alone a little boy. I mean, speaks volumes. And
Atari.
huh?
That was his
What
name,
the?
right? Atari.
Oh, I think it was like yeah, something like that. I guess. Yeah, Tari Kobayashi and Chief Bryan Cranston. I mean, I would love to have a dog like Chief.
You
Just a
you
tough,
have a
tough,
dog
tough as nails.
with the demeanor of Bryan Cranston.
Yes, the
It's all
Gusto.
anyone really wants. The Gusto.
Yeah,
Very nice.
just a dog that's tough as nails, but got a soft spot for his person.
Mm, yeah, and again, like a cool setting where they get to play more with like Japanese artwork and stuff like that. Wes branching out again into something different, and the stop
Mm.
motion obviously is just absolutely gorgeous, like I said.
I will also say I think the look of the some of the characters is a little reminiscent of South Park's depiction of Asian characters. I don't know.
I'd have to go back and rewatch.
It's just sometimes a little funny to look at.
It is one of those things where sometimes with a like very minimalist art style, you got to be more, you got to be careful
Yeah,
because you have to get where you want to get across, but avoid detail.
yeah, yeah.
So that was your number four, correct?
Number four.
Holy Trinity, we are entering. My number three, a film called Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Ooh,
What?
what the hell is? What the hell haven't you said?
I was doing that
Wow.
math too, where I was trying to think. I was like, what hasn't Mikey said yet? But yeah, I have Fantastic Mr. Fox number three. Um, I love it. I saw this when I was in college, I think.
You
Because I
still
know
are
I
in
know a lot of
college,
kids who
Ryan.
like in. Yeah, I know it's weird.
You said when I was in college. Those are the.
Those
I
were the
guess you could
days,
say
man.
not technically.
Well, this is going to exist for years and years and years.
Mm,
So one day I will be out of college, and people will watch this and say, "Oh,
true,
he's
true.
referencing the days of when he was."
I
Yes,
agree.
past participle. The and yeah, because I knew kids who like grew up and saw it like in theaters when they were. Because when did this come out? This was 2009. For whatever reason, we didn't see it. I thought we would have seen a movie that like kids could see, but me and my brother didn't. I see it years later and absolutely love everything about it. I think this is, and truly like voice acting like already gets like kind of the short end of the stick. George Clooney and Meryl Streep are so good in this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And when people talk about like you can show this to a kid, like no problem. But most of the movie is about like a struggling marriage. Like it has a really lot of adult themes and like really serious moments in it.
Yeah.
But it is it's cute. It's very very cute. It's a fun story, and it also has like a very good message of like
Hmm.
stand your ground, avoiding like a big corporation thing. Killer cast, and I mean I just remember the ending just being happy. Like me personally, I just felt happy with the whole film, and that's
Yeah.
always a good sign.
Um, I guess I'll say it now because this is also my number. This is my number two because we're just one away. Um,
Mm.
I think this is his best looking movie. I know you
Uh,
said Steve
uh,
Zissou.
ooh, that's tough. When I was thinking, I was only comparing it to the other live actions. If I had to compare it to both, that's tough actually.
Hmm.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know. That's tough. You definitely have just as strong a case though.
Yeah. Um, But other than that, I think it's just a truly heartbreaking, just piece.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like Wes played a trick. He's like, "Oh, can I make a stop motion movie that kids can see and it'll make a good amount of money?" Yeah,
yeah,
go for it. And then he just makes this very like adult drama, basically.
yeah. This is where we see that animation is for everyone. I I guess
What is
you
what
label it as a oh.
what is animation?
Hmm. I would say animation would be cinema.
Uh,
All right,
correct
all
answer.
right. Just
Continue.
had to get that out of the way for the episode.
Mm.
Um. Anyway.
There's always at least one.
Exactly. Exactly. Just you know, just because people would think it's a kids movie. I'm sure they brought their kids to see the movie just because it's
Mm.
animation and they see, oh, look at the pretty fox. Um. I wonder what
Look at the
the
pretty fox.
reactions were to adults that took their kids, thinking what is this? Like it's just another stupid
Yeah,
movie, and
it's
like,
not to the extent of like, it's not to the extent of like, oh, you got to take the kids out of the theater. But if I was an adult, I'd be like, I have to like, is my kid gonna have questions about stuff,
I feel like they would have
about the
the
world
adults
and
would be
life?
like, whoa, I got to rethink my life right now.
Oh, no, this is like, there are some movies where like midlife crisis inducing. This is one of them.
Hmm. Yeah.
But so that's your number two though.
Yes.
All right,
I didn't.
your number
I didn't want
three.
to jump the gun, but
No, no, at this close to the top doesn't matter.
okay. My number three, Bottle Rocket.
I knew you love this movie.
I loved it. Oh my gosh. I don't understand. Everyone puts it at the bottom of the rank.
Oh, yeah, I still really like it, but yeah, it's not up there. I just realized that we have the same number one.
Yes, we do.
Nice. Okay, continue.
Oh, so okay, now I know what your number two is.
Yes.
Okay, anyways, I think watching Wes, it's a hit or miss for me with the aesthetic a lot. Um, with the style over what was the saying? Something
Style over
over something.
substance.
Style over substance. And this just strips it all out, and I love
Mm.
it for that. I
You
think
enjoy
this
the bare
is
bones of it.
yeah. I think this is easily the most rewatchable of his movies. Um, I love the Wilson brothers working. I think they do a great job. James Caan, who knew? Who
Mm.
knew he'd be in this
Oh
movie?
no,
Yeah. Um,
I didn't know he was in it when I started it.
me neither. Um, and yeah, like I said, this is where the seeds get planted. But more often than not, it's just a great feel good, funny movie. Um,
Mm.
and I think it's done really well. I think the romance with Inez and Luke Wilson is really charming, really sweet. I'm in, I'm into it, I guess. Um, and Owen Wilson is great. Dignan is an amazing character. He's really just a lost soul, kind of lost his way.
He's a character only Owen Wilson could play.
Yeah, yeah. And the other brothers are kind of just like playing into him, just to kind of like please him. Um, but they know they're like they have better things to do. And the ending sequence when they're pulling off the big
Mm.
heist, oh my god, I think it's hilarious.
And I think with like a lot of comedies do it, like, oh, here's like a group of incompetent people like trying to do something out of their league. This is the same thing, but Wes doing it, it's a unique kind of incompetence, I
Mm,
guess you could say, where they're like you said, like Owen Wilson's kind of lost and but he's very earnest. So it's like it's coming from a good place. It's not
yeah.
just like played for laughs, like their whole existence. There's still
Mm-hmm.
like dignity to all the characters in spite of like their I guess their lack of skill to perform what they're trying to perform.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, Bottle Rocket's great. Bottle Rocket's great. 3 is a little surprising. That's all I can say.
Hey, I like to turn heads sometimes, you know?
Yeah. You walk into Bobby V's.
I
That's the
mean,
guy.
I
Bottle Rocket was the
I
third
still
best Wes
feel a
Anderson.
little bit of regret putting Across the Spider-Verse as my number one animated movie.
Oh my God. You've seen it once on TikTok Live, and it became your best ever. Can you believe it?
Hey, I mean, I made some good points as to why I could be there, but
Yes. And like you
I should
said,
have just
just
had
if
the
we're
Lion King.
talking, yeah, if we're talking like just straight up animation, you can make that case.
Yeah,
But, but yeah, sometimes that happens.
but this is different. Because I
But
genuinely love Bottle Rocket.
yes, yes. And yeah, it's had time to sit.
Mm, yes.
So you said Fantastic Mr. Fox for your second, correct? We'd already covered that. So
Your number two.
my number two, Moonrise Kingdom.
Wow,
This was
what
the
a
first one I
disconnect in the
saw.
list.
I know that's a big disconnect. This was the first one I saw from him when I
Wow.
was in middle school.
I guess because of the location.
No, I didn't know it was Sonora Rhode Island until
Oh,
afterwards. Um, and there's something. I mean, but I did watch it, and I did find something very familiar about it because obviously it's like, oh, I knew it was like, oh, it's a New England setting, and I was in the Boy Scouts. It follows a group of Boy Scouts, so part of that was
how
like a
high up
little
the ranks did
incentive,
you
and then
get,
I watch
Brian?
it. Not high. I think I went to the highest rank of Cubs. I was never a Boy Scout actually. I went to the highest rank of
Okay,
Cub
okay.
Scouts, and then I didn't
I just
cross over
found
to
out
the
that
Boy
those were two
Scouts.
different things.
Oh yeah, because didn't you do it for a little bit?
Yeah, I got up to bear, I think, which is like
Yeah,
third
I
grade
forget how.
or something.
I was probably around like third or fourth grade. Yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah, I did it for a few years. But yeah, at the time, so I had a little experience in that world. I guess I couldn't fully identify with this group of kids in the woods with Ed Norton, but I wish I could. Um, but I think especially at that age, though the romance between the two kids was almost kind of relatable because I was around that age when I first watched the movie. So I have that nostalgia for it. I have that connection to it. I can still make. I could definitely understand someone now if they watch, like if I was right now, if I watched for the first time, I would too get deeply comfortable at a lot of those scenes, deeply uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I've rewatched it when I've been older, and I am a little like, okay, it's kind of odd to sit through, but it's like it's purposely supposed to be torture because you feel the tension between the two characters. Um, but like you said, Bruce Willis is great in it. Bill Murray's great in it. He has a scene where he comes down the stairs with an axe, the shirt off. I'm gonna go chop down a tree. And he just keeps walking with the axe in one hand and a bottle of scotch in the other. It's it's fantastic. I think it's funny. I think it has a I love the climax with the storm and everything, and they're chasing him and they hide with like the masks on, they turn the lights off, they turn it back on. Tilda Swinton is great in this movie. She is Miss Ratchet like in this, in her very small role, where just someone who is doing her job, but being way meaner than she needs to be.
Mm.
I thought she radiated that same kind of energy. Whole cast is great. For me, this is the one. Nostalgia is definitely playing a role here. But to me, this is one I can probably rewatch maybe the most. And it's very good visually. It's not like one of his top tiers, but again, a very different setting.
Yeah.
You're by the coast, big fields and stuff. The cabin life, very beautiful, like New England houses. I love Moonrise Kingdom quite a bit, and that's why it's number two. But alas, it was not number one, as we agree what the greatest Wes Anderson movie of all time is. And what would that film be, Mikey?
The Royal Tenenbaums!
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, a great holiday movie as well.
It kind of is. It kind of
Around the
is.
holidays.
Yes.
I was gonna say this, although I'm not sure if Wes celebrates. I don't know his life that well, but I always thought that Wes would make a great Christmas movie. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. If he made a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie, it would be themed to perfection.
Yep. Yep. Um,
But I
it's
first
just
watched this one. and I knew nothing about it. I was just watching it to watch like his filmography. And I go into it, I know very little about it. I finish it, and I hadn't heard anybody really talk about it much, and I was like, holy shit, that's the best one. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still feel that way. Nothing has topped this one for me.
It was easily the like most emotional. Um, it was just kind of like a broken family and a father that is kind of sorry for his wrongdoings, and you could see it like the circumstances rubbing off on all the children, and um, each had some baggage, um, and but you know all done under a comedic umbrella,
Mm.
um, and another one that is not style over substance in the slightest.
No.
Another reason why I love this thing, and yeah,
This has the
it's
perfect amount of style, I feel,
yes,
where
absolutely,
it's you watch and you're like, "Oh, this is Wes," but sometimes you're so enthralled with the story itself that, like, the style, it doesn't matter.
hmm
Like, a lot of scenes, like, when they go visit the grave, it could be filmed by anybody, but the substance itself and the dialogue was so good that, like, it doesn't matter, like, what you're looking at, really.
yeah, yeah. It's just easily his most perfect. If I were to give a 5 to one of his movies, it would be this one. But
I
am
have
I at
it
a
at a
4 and a
4.5.
half? I'm at a 4. He does not have a 5 for me yet.
Same, yes. If I give it a rewatch, this might hit the fiver.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. This is where I found sometimes I find his style to be so over consuming that none of the themes seem as genuine as they could have been. But I think this one it's the realest emotions that we've gotten.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is carried by, not carried because that implies like other stuff is bad, but the main character, Gene Hackman, with one of the last films he did before he retired. He's still with us, but he just retired. He's fantastic in this movie, and you
Yeah, yeah.
feel every emotion of him. Where he is still kind of like a little. He's trying to make amends, but he's still that guy, a little cocky, like he's
Yeah,
still a
he's still
little
a
self-centered,
dirtbag.
but he's still making an effort
Yeah, yeah,
in some respect. And yeah, all his kids have very unique, very distinct stories. Ben Stiller and the two kids are hilarious. Luke Wilson's story is fucking dark. Like
yeah.
I was always caught off guard. Like the first time I saw this, I was like, this is pretty heavy. I
Mm.
don't remember much about Owen Wilson except he dressed like a cowboy. What was his deal?
I think he was like a movie star or something like that, or he was like famous or something.
Okay, okay,
And
I see.
he was
Um,
he I think he was Luke Wilson's best friend, and
I see. Okay, and
he had some going ons with Gwyneth Paltrow, which caused a little tension.
that's right.
How do you feel
Did
about that,
cause a
by
little
the way?
tension
The
about what?
adopted romance.
Uh, you know, I didn't have like, I didn't have an objection to it.
Clearly, neither of us minded that much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's number one.
yeah.
Near,
I,
damn near
I don't know
five.
if people do have problems with it because I don't. But
No, and it's there, and Wes is there too. It's similar to Moonrise Kingdom with like the awkward scenes on the beach. He's there to show us some of the awkward stuff.
yeah, I don't know. Is that even a weird question to ask? Like
No, I
people
mean,
don't
I
think
don't think
about
it's
it.
any.
Okay,
No, I think I just kind of you're so enthralled into the movie and the characters, you just kind of you're like, going along for the ride.
okay, okay.
And it also has a good like it's there's I can compare it to the movie On the Rocks. Is a Sofia Coppola movie that Bill Murray and Rashida Jones are in, where people say like, "Oh, like a really good New York movie," and it's always like the grimy underground. This is a really good New York movie in terms of it's like the rich upper class side, and
Mm,
like this and On the Rock kind of show that side where it's people who are well to do dealing with more like rich people problems, but there's
yeah,
still real problems. And so and like their house is cool, and then they go to the cemetery, and I really just like the vibes and that the setting could have been anywhere, but being where it is, I feel like it just adds a little more into you feel the history of the family when you put them in that setting. It's easier to imagine.
Yes, I agree.
So it's a unanimous decision from BT&H.
Is that
The
our
Royal
first time we've
Tenenbaums.
agreed on a top one?
That's a really good question, actually. Let me check really quick, because we definitely disagreed on Nolan.
Yeah.
Because I was Prestige and you were Interstellar.
I think did we agree? I think we agreed on Star Wars actually.
Yeah.
You
Did we
gave A
both
New
say
Hope.
Empire? I can't remember.
Oh no, I said A New Hope. So I guess not.
I think I said Empire. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, we probably did.
I think Sandler movies we were different.
Pixar, we were
Sports
different.
movies we didn't rank. Yeah. All
Wow.
the movie hot takes.
Well.
WWE theme songs we were different. Yeah, this is a historic moment for BT&H.
Woohoo! Woo!
We agree. The number one greatest Wes Anderson movie of all time, The Royal Tenenbaums. And maybe if he ever did a sequel, this would be an interesting one to revisit some of these characters.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's a fun idea.
And actually, let me look really quick. Does Wes have anything like on the horizon? No, it doesn't look it. No confirmed new projects. He just did those. He did Asteroid City this year, and then like 4 short films. So
Yeah.
he's been a workhorse.
But maybe we will revisit him another episode. But for now, that'll do it here at the Brinx Hearse podcast. My name is Michael Frieri.
My name is Ryan McNeil.
And we wish you all a Heidi.
Oh.